Bukola is my name, and I'll be talking about the musical staff today. 5 line, 4 spaces. 5 line, 4 spaces. Okay, so we're going to tap from the understanding of a concept we are already familiar with, and which is the concept of the map, the geographical map. And you realize that map is more like a language now that we all can read. You look at a map and you already understand this is Asia, this is a continent. You saw a symbol and you know this is a sea. You saw a symbol and you know this is a forest. You understand? It's already like a language on its own. I remember the riddle. They say, I have city but no houses, sea but no fishes, forest but no trees. This same concept is what applies to the staff, because it has pitches, it has tempo, it has everything but no sound. The staff itself is the fundamental concept. It's the beginning of every sight reading concept. Sight reading is more like you are seeing the symbols, the elements, the alphabets, and you could translate it into sound in layman definition. That means that there is a language that has been established for us to learn. The musical staff consists of 5 horizontal lines arranged one over the other, over the other, over the other until there are 5. There are just 5 horizontal lines. They have 4 spaces between them. We start counting the lines from the bottom, which means the first line is the least line, and as we ascend it goes on and on. Second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. When a note comes upon the first line, is not the same thing as when a note comes upon the second line. As we climb up from one line to the next space, to the next line, to the next space, it means that our pitch is increasing. So a note appearing on higher line or higher space is definitely a higher pitch compared to whichever note we have below it. Now that's from the bottom up. From left to right, the musical staff is measuring time. When you see a note appearing by the left and you see a note appearing next to it, it means that the first note has lasted a particular time and we are now shifting to a new note which is going to spend its own time. And as we have the notes spreading from left to right, we are already spending more time playing the notes. The left to the right side of the musical staff measures time, bottoms up measures pitch. There are other elements that come on the musical staff to make musical sense. There is a concept we call clef, and these clefs are in symbols and they are always expected to appear on a staff for that staff to make sense. You will always find them at the left side of the staff in a vertical position. We shall be limiting this class to the 2 most commonly used clefs in modern music: the bass clef or F clef, the treble clef or G clef. The major impact of these clefs on the musical staff is that, number 1, it helps you to identify the first line of the musical staff. If it is the treble clef or G clef, it means the first line is E, and as we travel upward, it's in alphabetical order. The next space will be F and it goes further. If it is the bass clef or F clef, it means the first line is G, and it's also in alphabetical order and travels as we go upward, move from G to A, next space, next line B, next line C, and it goes further. It's as straightforward as that. So if our voice parts are coming on the musical staff, the G clef or treble clef is used to depict the higher pitches, the soprano and the alto, while the F clef is used to represent the lower pitches. Talk about the tenor and the bass. Various other elements come on the musical staff to make an holistic meaning and aid us in further interpretation and deeper understanding of the music we are producing on the sheet. Talk about time signature, talk about bar line, talk about key signature, talk about rest, talk about notes, talk about the alphabets, the keys, talk about the accidentals. and all these concepts shall be further unraveled in our subsequent classes. God will make it easy. Oluwabukalami for real is my name. Ama make it.